Did you know that you can send and sign contracts digitally through LiveRent? Whether you're a first-time landlord or experienced property manager, our digital contract feature will save you a lot of time and resources. Here's a quick and easy tutorial on how to create digital contracts on LiveRent. Once you've reviewed your tenant's application and you're ready to offer them the lease, navigate to your landlord listing dashboard and click on Contract. From here, you'll see the lease broken into 3 simple sections: 1. Parties, 2. Terms, and 3. Addendums. Let's look at parties first. Here, you'll be prompted to add a signing tenant. Then, you'll have 2 options. You can either select a tenant from the list of all the applicants who have applied through LiveRent, or you can manually add a new tenant, one that you found outside of LiveRent. And yes, you can create a contract with LiveRent even if your tenant isn't on the platform yet. Select your tenant and click Next. Any additional non-signing tenants who will also live there can be added here too. Next up, let's look at how we're going to define our basic rental terms. All of this information in your contract is preloaded from either the Ontario Tenancy Agreement or the BC Standardized Tenancy Agreement. Simply fill out the basic terms, such as the detailed info about the rental unit and your contact information showing how you would like to be reached by the tenant. Here, we'll be selecting by email, typing in your email as well as the tenant's. You can also provide additional phone numbers or emails in case of an emergency. You can define the lease term. Pick either fixed lease term or month to month, and you can select the appropriate start and end date. And then the rent information is here: price, payment frequency, payment date, and payment method. What's great about LiveRent is once you enter in a payment date, your tenant will get notified by LiveRent when rent payments are approaching. You'll also have an option to add any rent discounts or rent deposits here. For landlords in Ontario, you can indicate here if the tenant is required to get insurance. For landlords in BC, you'll have the option to add this in the addendum. We'll go over this in a bit. Moving on to one of the best parts, all the features from your listing will be automatically loaded here. You can also add additional custom features here. The same goes for utilities. Any included or excluded utilities from your listing will be preloaded, and you can add any additional custom utilities here. Next up is the pet policy, as well as parking and storage information along with any storage fees. At the bottom, you will see extra fees and payments. If there are any fees and payments, you can simply add them here quickly and easily. Now moving on to the last step of our digital contract, addendums. If you'd like to add any addendums, you can easily do this by clicking Add Addendum, and where you'll be presented with 3 options. The first option is Addendums by LiveRent. These are standard addendums that we prepared for your convenience. The second option is Addendums by your company. These are addendums that are created by your company administrators who can also make changes to these addendums. Your third option is to create a custom one-time use addendum made for your personal use that won't be saved or shared with anyone else. Let's take a closer look at option 1, Addendums by LiveRent. We've drawn up some of the most commonly used addendums, including ones about smoking policies, subletting, Form K, the Strata Property Act, rent payment expectations, tenant insurance, and more. As mentioned earlier, if you'd like to set a requirement for your tenants to purchase tenant insurance, you'll want to add this tenant insurance addendum to the contract. To add an addendum, simply select the addendums you'd like to add to your tenancy agreement and click Add to Contract. You can also edit them as you'd like if there are any changes you'd like to make. Now, we're going to hit preview to take a final look at our new digital tenancy agreement. You'll want to make sure that all the information here is accurate. Lastly, you'll want to agree to the terms and conditions and hit Send. Now, the contract has been successfully sent to your tenant via the LiveRent chat for review and signing. Any tenant you manually added to the process will get an invite to join LiveRent and complete the contract signing. Once the tenant has reviewed and signed the contract, you'll be notified via the LiveRent chat, and then it's your turn to give the final stamp of approval in signing the contract, and that's it. So we hope you enjoyed drawing up your own digital contract now that you've walked through how to create, send, and sign digital contracts on LiveRent without a single piece of paper. Start automating your rental process with LiveRent.